Okay. Oof. Hi, everyone. I'm Luitas Montes, and I'm going to read the chapter 2. I have to see the camera, not the monitor. God. I'm going to read the chapter 2 of this book. This is High Life and Low Life from Alar Batasvai. And the name of the chapter 2 is Central Park West. Oh, something very important. Please, don't forget to give me a like before the video ends. And let's start this. Central Park West. In the last chapter, we read something about a homeless woman that had a heart attack, and an investigator, Nath, I think, helped her, and they went to a hospital, and this homeless woman, Annie, wanted a lawyer to make a will. That means hacer un testamento. So let's see what is the next. The next morning, my picture was on an inside page of the Daily News with the full story. It read, "Dying woman said, the story began yesterday without the quick thinking of private investigator Nat Marley. Annie Clayton, a homeless New Yorker, would have died at Grand Central Station. Around 11 o'clock, a messenger arrived with a letter. The address was written in very careful handwriting. I had a new job title, to Mr. Nath Marley, Senior Investigator. The Marley Investigator Agency." "Wow, that makes you look important, Nath," said Stella, the assistant. The letter was from Mr. Joanna Whitaker, apartment 1543, Century Apartments, 25 Central Park West. That's one expensive address. The Century Apartments were the last of the fashionable apartment buildings completed before the Great Depression of the 1930s. The letter read, "Dear Mr. Marley, I have just read about you in the Daily News. I would like your agency to do a special service for me. I need a professional. I don't leave my apartment, and I wish to speak to you in private. The doorman will be expecting you. You may call on me any afternoon between 12 and 1. Yours truly, Joanna Whitaker." "What do you think, Stella?" I asked. "Interesting," Stella said. "Shall we visit the lady? We could go now. Nothing's happening here." For once, I looked smart. I had put on a clean shirt and my good jacket, which was just back from the cleaners. Stella was wearing her new suit. We looked like complete professionals. "Stella, we are taking a cab," I said. "A cab? Sure you are feeling all right?" she asked in surprise. I never felt better. We could be visiting $7 million, so we had to look cool and fresh. Usually, I hate spending money on cabs, but if you want to look good in July, you don't walk. You don't walk. It was 11:30, and the traffic wasn't moving much quicker than you could walk. I felt sorry for the cab drivers. We drove slowly across town and up to Columbus Circle. Then uptown along Central Park West to Century Apartments, one of the best addresses in Manhattan. When we got there, I gave my name to the doorman. Mr. Whitaker's expecting you, Mr. Marley, but I'll have to warm her feet. Don't want the old lady to get too excited. He picked up the phone. Nothing for over a minute. This could take some time, the doorman explained. She sometimes gets confused. Hello, is this Martha? It's Bob in the lobby. I have some visitors from Mr. Whitaker. Yes, Mr. Nathan Marley and his professional assistant, Mr. Stella Delgado. Yes, I'll send them up. Inside the elevator, it was all dark wood, thick carpets, and mirrors. If this was just the elevator, imagine what the apartments were like. Would I ever live in a place like this? On my income, only in my dreams. I rang the bell of the apartment and waited. A minute later, I rang again. Eventually the door opened. A large, middle-aged woman stared at me unpleasantly. You, Mr. Marley? She asked. Yes, ma'am, with my assistant, Miss Stella Delgado. Show me your license. I passed her my private investigator license. Just a minute, she said and shut the door in my face. Another wait. She returned and without a word showed us into the living room where an old lady was waiting. Mr. Marley and Miss Delgado, how do you do? I'm Joanna Whitaker. Do sit down. Martha, tea for our guest. I looked around the room, which was full of beautiful 1940s furniture. Nothing had been changed for years, and I felt like I was in an old Hollywood movie. I wondered who would walk in next. Cary Grant or Joan Crawford. Martha returned with cups and two teaspoons. She didn't exactly look pleased to receive visitors. Her thick, strong arms held the heavy tea thing with no effort at all. Some or Darjeeling tea, Mr. Marley asked Mr. Whitaker. I wasn't sure of the difference, but I wasn't about to admit that, of course. Assam. Thank you, ma'am. 3 sugars. Oh God, I like a man with a sweet tooth, just like my poor husband used to have. And you, Miss Delgado? Darjeeling, please, Stella replied. My husband took this place when we were married, said Mr. Whitaker. I lived here ever since. At one time, this apartment was full of laughter and happiness. But since my poor husband died, there has been myself and Martha. Martha does everything for me. I never leave the apartment. She's been with the family for years. She's almost part of the furniture. There was a sound of glass breaking in the kitchen. Mr. Whittaker didn't hear it. Someone didn't like being called part of the furniture. "Do you have any family?" asked Stella. "A son and a daughter. They don't live in the city. Charlie's in Albany and Betty is in Syracuse. I like to see more of them, especially the grandchildren's." But the old lady's eyes filled with tears. Stella took her hand. She knew exactly what to do. "I'm not good in situations like this." "Now, don't cry, ma'am. We understand," said Stella. "Do you?" "I'm sorry, miss." "No need to apologize," I said. "Thank you. I'm all right," she said. Then she looked at me. "Now, Tom," she said, "let's get down to business." "Tom?" I asked, looking back at her. "Did I say Tom?" she asked. "Oh, silly me, my mistake. You know, you look so much like my poor dead husband." Now, where I was. Oh yes, Mr. Marley, I need a lawyer. And that is how the chapter 2 ends. Oh my god. Okay. Really weird. Someone else need a lawyer, like the homeless woman, Annie. But in this chapter, a rich woman need a lawyer. Okay. Let's see what we find in the next chapter. See you, and I hope you have a beautiful day.